And Vajrang, I'll turn it over to you. Vajrang, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you so much, Diana. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this series of sessions on UiPath Studio Web. And our team is focused majorly on giving out practical sessions as well as hands-on sessions. That's what we do, and we collaborated with UiPath to give out all the sessions that are with hands-on experience. So I request everyone to go ahead and join with your desktops as well as your laptops so that you can do the activities along with us. That's the priority task. And once we start with the development, again, this series of sessions are majorly focused on at the beginners level, and as well as as we go further in the next series of sessions, like from day 4, day 5, day 6, that's when we are going to expand or increase the complexity of our projects and try to implement all the concepts of orchestrator as well as how the integrations can be made. So initial 1 or 2 sessions will just try to understand how UiPath activities and UiPath Studio Web in a whole picture would look like. Along with that, we are also interested in bringing up a series of tasks that will help you to get started. Along with that, we are also bringing up events on how to use AI generation for our code. So try to learn how to use AI generation. That's the latest and greatest tools and technologies that are bringing up using generative AI directly from the UiPath. So let's try to use how we can use generative AI and build up new automations. We can directly do that from UiPath Studio Web, and you can do it right now from your community edition. Um, well, saying that, Swati, could you please? I would like to introduce Swati. Swati is a developer from our organization, and I am digital transformation leader from Vajang Information Technology Services. And if you have any automation solutions required, then we are a go-to guys. So go ahead and ping us. Swati, would you like to please share your screen?
Yeah.
Start with the presentation.
Yes, Raj.
So go ahead and start with the PPT. So while we are starting with the PPT, I would like to know how many of you started or have tested UiPath Studio Web, and how many of you are having experience with UiPath Studio Web. Could you please add it in the chat? I hope everyone have access to the chat. Dana, can you please confirm everyone have access to the chat? Yeah, I hope everyone have access to the chat. So you can go ahead and just mention how many of you have access, or how many of you have at least tried with UiPath Studio Web? Okay, I see Bhuvan. I have
See
used
my
Studio
screen,
Web.
Raj.
Yes, I can see. Please hold. I have started the academy. How many of you have tried Studio Web or Access? Okay, I have not. Okay, Andy Menon. I know Andy. Okay, I have used Studio Web. Okay, I have access. It's wonderful. New to web. Okay, okay. So I just need to know how many of you have enough knowledge to get started. Okay, great. Well, s me and Swati, go to the next slide, please. So, as you can see, my name is Vajrang, and we have Swati. We both are from Vajrang Information Technology Services, and we are doing training as well as helping out a lot of members with community events as well and the development part. Swati, let's go with the next.
Yes.
So, Swati, I would like to hand it over to you, and I'll be turning off my video. So please go ahead and start. And in case if anything is required, and I'll pitch in. Okay?
Yes, Raj. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So I'm Swati. Today we are going to learn about Studio Web. So so most of the people are aware of this thing, right? So let's have an introduction on Studio Web. it is a web-based platform, okay, within the Studio family. And our aim is to provide a user-friendly online platform. Okay, unlike Studio, we need to download the desktop application, right? So unlike that, we can directly use that because it is a cloud-based environment. So we can use only if we have an automation cloud account. Okay, so that means required and it can be accessible via web browser. So the main important points to access Studio Web is one thing is to have an automation cloud account. Second thing is to require a web browser and an internet connection. Only these things are required. Okay. And it is very easy to use. Zero or minimal coding is required. And automations that are created on Studio Web are cross-platform. Now, what is this cross-platform? Cross-platform means if once you develop an automation in Windows OS, you can also run that in Mac or Linux. So that means automations, it has the capability of running in any of the OS. Okay. Now, Studio Web can be used by many persons like business users, developers, IT admins, and more. So everyone can use Studio Web. And one more important feature when coming to, especially for UI automation, is live streaming feature. So that thing we will go and check in the see when we are practically doing that. I'll show you the live streaming feature. Okay. And the another thing is, even if we develop an automation in Studio Web, we can also open that automation in Studio as well as Studio X. Okay. That means we can work on both on entire Studio family. Okay. And also it utilizes autopilot for automation generation. Okay. We can also generate by giving the automation by giving the prompt. All these things I'll show you practically. So before that, you just have an understanding of what Studio Web is. And getting started with Studio Web. As I already said, Studio Web requires an automation cloud account. How to get that automation cloud account? Okay, I'll show you once.
So Swati, if I can break in,
Yes. Yes.
please go ahead and share the presentation.
Yeah.
Go ahead and open the presentation. Guys, if you are opening it from desktop or mobiles, desktops or any laptops, go ahead and scan this QR code. So we have a separate tenant, or we are trying to give you a separate tenant where you can use our robots, or where we have taken a trial version, which can be which we will try to give you access. This is just to give you information on how we can do a collaborative training. For example, let's say I have developed some code, and if I want to share it with all the team members, instead of I share it with each and every person over email, I'll be sharing it directly over the tenant. So that's how we are trying to give a practical implementation right now in these sessions. And it's not just for this is not just a presentation where you will watch all all hour along. These are practical sessions. So go ahead and scan this QR code. Swati, could you please, if you are joining from your mobile, Swati, could you please copy the link and add it in the chat?
Yeah.
So that people can go
Yes,
ahead
Raj.
and
Yeah.
join in. So this is just a quick QR, and it will just ask your Gmail ID. It will just ask your personal email ID. All you need to do is go ahead and type in your email ID, and our team will provide you the access. Maybe not immediately, but we'll give you access by tomorrow's session. So please be ready to do that. Okay, Swati, please continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Raj. Okay. Now, how to get started with Studio Web? So I am discussing about having an automation cloud account, right? I'll show you how to get a cloud account. Okay, as I already have account, it is asking me to sign in with my Google. So I'm signing with my Google. If you don't have, you have to sign in. And you have to provide your organization. And after providing your organization, you have to give some details and provide that details. Then you will be getting your automation cloud account. Now this is my automation cloud account. In this I have Studio. Okay, this is where Studio Web is, and we need to access from this. So only web browser, automation cloud account, and internet. These three things are enough to access Studio Web. And let's move on to another thing. When coming to project creation methods, we have 3 methods to create a project. One is autopilot, second one is template, third one is project. Now, what is autopilot, template, and new project? Autopilot means it generates automation by our prompts. For example, if I give a prompt to generate a leap year, like to check whether a year leap or not, so it will generate the automation directly. And when I'm coming to templates, templates are pre-made projects. Okay, that are pre-made, and we can use them as it is, or we can change them as per our requirements. And finally, new project. If we want to create our project from scratch, then we have to go to new project. Now I'll show you templates. This is the autopilot. First thing, when we click on get started and when we give a prompt on our automation, when we click here, when we submit, it will generate an automation. This thing I'll show in practical part. In the same way, these are the templates. These are all the templates that are available for us. We can use these templates. We can use as it is, or else, as I said, as per our requirement, we can change. We can make some modification. And when coming to projects, if we want to custom our project, then you have to select this and you have to create a new project. Okay. And after that, here I also have automations. Once completing our project, when I publish that, it comes to automation. Okay. After running our project, it comes to run. We are going to know about this in next slide. And in the same way, okay, I have created a project. I need to run, right? Now to run the project, to execute the project, we have 3 ways. One is manual execution. Second one is event-based execution. Third one is time-based. Now what is manual? When we are manually executing the process, it comes under manual execution. Now what is event-based? Event-based means based on certain events, my automation has to trigger. Now, if at all, if something added to my spreadsheet, then a new data added to my spreadsheet, then my automation has to run. So these kind of things comes under event-based. Now, what is time-based? For example, if my bot has to run in a particular period of time on every Monday, 6 a.m. So this thing I have scheduled by using time-based. Now, as I said, connections we are going to discuss, right? Now, what is connector and what is connections? Connectors are the applications or tools that we can use in our automation. If my automation is dealing with Gmail, that is, I want to read my mail, and I want to send mails. So it is directly dealing with mails. So these Gmail comes under connector. Once, if I connect that Gmail, it comes under connection. Now these connections can be done in our automation activity itself or through integration services. Now I'll show how these connections and connectors we can do. Here in the automation cloud, integration services. Okay. Now when coming to connectors, I have many connectors. These are all connectors. Okay, like Google Drive, spreadsheet, Google Documents, Gmail and all. Okay. After connecting, I want to connect this thing to UiPath. After connecting all these connectors will come under your connections. Okay. In order to connect, for example, if I don't have any connections in my workspace, just add a connection. I want to add my Gmail.
Would you mind also elaborating on the costs of the connectors?
Yeah, that is what I'll show you practically.
Thank you.
Swati, I would like to continue.
Yes, Vajra.
With respect to the cost of the connectors, it completely depends upon the API calls that you're going to make. For example, if you want to purchase some enterprise version of any licensed enterprise software, then the license cost or the usage depends upon the license that you have taken. Now, with respect to UiPath, when you are using connections and connectors, there is also a concept called robot units that's consumed. Now, we are not going to discuss in detail about robot units consumed, but we'll just understand on how to work with the connectors and how to check with the details. But if you see Gmail, there will be certain amount of API calls that you can make directly from Gmail. So if you cross that bandwidth, then you may be blocked by Gmail. But if you are having enterprise, then you will be billed on the usage that you made. So it completely depends upon the third party connectors that you are using, and it completely varies from one connection to other connection. But to what we have seen with the experience that we had with working with all the connections, uh, all the services provides enough API calls, or they will provide enough connection or enough calls so that we'll not be disturbed or will not be blocked with our work. So just try it out. If there is some connection limit, just go ahead and check out with the tools that you're currently using. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, perfectly. Just another question, if you have maybe any advice on an easy way to explore, let's say if I'm using Gmail, how can I check what is the cost for Gmail? Is there like, I don't
Yeah.
know, some
Yeah, so you can just check in the Gmail or Google account where there will be Google console. There you can check it. Maybe I'll check and I'll forward you the links after the session or
perfect.
in the tomorrow session.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And how can we add? So we can add connections in two ways. One is through integration services, and another one is in the automation itself, in the activity itself. And sharing a project. Once you have developed a project, you can share your project within organization, and you can share in your organization groups also. And key points to remember is only the person who created, that is only the owner, can delete or stop sharing it. Once you have given sharing to one person, he can also share it to others. Okay. The shared project can be edited by only one person. If the person is inactive for 15 minutes, then the other person can access that thing. So we are going to work on hands-on with UiPath Studio Web. Till here, any doubts? So
No.
I'm considering it as okay. Let's move on to our first topic. Our first topic is on crafting personalized messages. I'll show you that. Okay. So here I have many participants, right? I want to invite each and every participant to my webinar, to our webinar. How can I do that? First thing, I should get their participant, I should get all your names. After that, all your names I have to store in one place. That place is called variable. A variable is a container where we can store data, isn't it? After that, variable is of different data types. Now, if I want to store only one value, one integer value, one number, then it goes to integer. One text, it goes to string. In the same way, if I have multiple values, I have many values to store, multiple participant names, right? Now, how can I do that? I can do that by using array. Now, what array? An array is a data structure where we can store multiple values of same data type with fixed length. Now, I have multiple participants. I want to store that participant in a variable, and that variable is of type array. And array values can be accessed through their index. Each index starts with 0. Index starts with 0 actually. And remember, when you are giving values to array, it should be enclosed in flower braces, and each value is encoded in double quotes and separated by a comma. Now, as I said, we want to store in a variable. How can we store in a variable? We have a set variable value activity, and after that, I want to access through each participant. Now, how can I do that? We have an activity called for each activity, for each. Now, for each iterates through each value, each participant, which contains, it automatically generates a current item variable. Now, current item holds each and every participant name. And after that, I use log message. How can I do that? I'll show that in practical. Now, I'll go to Studio. Let's try to work on generating my automation. Okay, as I said, this is the one way to write. I'm just giving the prompt. Get
Sorry to
started.
interrupt. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So in my automation cloud, I don't have the autopilot option. I have all others, but not autopilot. Is that something I have to configure, or is it part of the license?
Can I know what is the URL that you're using currently?
Well, actually, I'm using my company's enterprise version.
Yeah. So with respect to enterprise licenses, this auto generation is available in the community version. It's not available in the staging as well. So
Okay, so
if
this is
you
new.
want,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is new, and if you want to use it, please use the community version of the UiPath Studio Web.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get started. I'm using autopilot. So what is my requirement? I have to get some list, participant list, and I want to store that in a variable of type array. And I need to access through each person, and I have to send them a message, custom message, isn't it? Now, just let's give prompt. So create a variable of add 5 string values to it, iterate through each value, and send a custom message using log message activity. Okay, so I'm submitting it. No, the process is manual trigger, create an array of strings, add 5 values to it, iterate through each value, log custom message. Now I am continuing in Studio. Once I click on this, it comes to our project. Now it has added a collection. In that collection, we have 5 items, 4 items. Okay, now just add items to the collection.
So while Swati is doing that, could you guys also please go ahead and try this activity? We'll be giving out some time for you guys to do on this activity. You will be given access to share your screen if you have some question. And we need to complete at least 5 tasks today. And all the tasks will be simple. This will give you complete hands-on activity. So go ahead and open your Studio Web and complete the activities. Swati, can you go back?
Yes, Vaja.
Yeah, just try to open the same project. It's there in the studio
Yeah. Yeah.
projects. Yeah, I think the first one is what we have.
Yeah. Logarithms.
Yes. Okay. Uh,
Here I need to string array.
no need, no need. Just go ahead and remove that, please.
Yeah.
Uh, just open the values. I'm not able to see autopilot
Yeah.
option in the community edition. Prathamesh is telling. Uh, Look, if you're not able to use autopilot option, go ahead and create a manual trigger, okay, and create a collection. So the first activity is a collection. Add the first item, and then add the items and use all the iterations.
That is what I did, Vaja.
Okay, just can you have the access, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Compiler expression new collection system my collection cannot be used as new cannot be used as an interface. Okay, this is a new collection. So let's go ahead and use individual items. Click to open. Okay. Let's see. We'll just try to add it in double quote.
Double quotes.
Yeah. So let's just add it and then hello. Okay. Let's
Save.
hit on save. Yeah. So we should be good. Current
Yeah.
item dot toString is processed. Okay, and the prompt is simple. I'm going to give the prompt in the chat. Um, create a collection. I'm going to give it in the chat. Please go ahead and use it. Collection and with five names, and loop all items and print each item in log message. So this is the prompt that we have used, or this is one of the prompt that you can use. Go ahead and use it. So can you please go ahead and test the solution?
Yes.
Question. So does it use AI to take that message and parse it and create
That's right.
the steps? So we
That's
have
right.
to follow some kind of language like how to write, or it figures it out. Is there any format we need to follow to give the instruction?
Oh, no, that's the magic of generative AI. You can use your English as a language
Okay.
to type in the prompt, and it right now accepts only in English. And if you are able to give the correct prompt, it generates the complete code for you. So
Okay.
there are more editions that will be happening in future, so that even there are few editions right now where we can auto generate the prompt even after we open the studio itself. But since we are starting new, we are trying to understand the project Studio Web. We are doing simple activities.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Prompt works for me. Nice. Okay, great. Good to know. So go ahead, use the chat option and be active. Let's make sure if you like the session, and if you're able to understand the session, hit out, use the emojis, and go ahead, give some thumbs up. Let's see. Okay. Swati, what's the next activity? We are able to see
Yeah.
all the values typed in.
So we have
So if
taken
you have
collection and
completed,
we have iterated. Yes, Benjamin. Carry.
Okay. So Benjamin, if it is not working for you, just see if the prompt is correct or not, and try to use different versions of prompts. We are using community version. That's how we are going to do it. If you have completed this activity, just mention in the chat that it's completed. And if you guys are really liking this session, go ahead and mention UiPath Studio Web in the chat. Again, we are some kind of team like this where we keep things active. So go ahead, and I'm unable to give values in the studio. So if you're not able to give values in the studio, how many of you are not able to give? Daniela, it will be available in the enterprise version, maybe in the next upcoming release. And this session is not only for training purpose. We have few more updates that will be happening. So please wait till the end. Yep, for each item. Okay, we see Smita that you are not able to give the values. So please wait till the end of the session. We'll have doubt clarification session very soon. Okay. So Swati, let's go with the next task, or please continue
Yes.
with the presentation.
Yeah. Again, next we are working on daytime operation. So what are
Okay.
these daytime operation? Yes. Can I
Go
continue,
ahead,
sir?
Swati. Go ahead, Swati.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what are these daytime operation? For example, if I want to work on something, like I want to work on something, like if I want to get particular year from a particular date, then I can get. If I want to add 10 days or 20 days, any number of days to my current date time, then I can do that. Then I can also get what is the next date after adding 10 days. So like this, we have many things to do. So this thing I'll show you how to do that. Now I'm going through my new project. Click on new project. Select which kind of automation. I'm selecting manual automation. Here I'll show you the structure. This is the project folder. That is, here we have main XAML file. After completing our project, after developing our project, we need to test our project. So from this, we can do that. If we want to test our project step by step, so you can do that. That is, each activity you can test. And after completing the project or automation, you can publish that to orchestrator. Here you have a data manager where we can view variables, arguments, entities, and connections. And this is the output panel. Here we can view the output. This is the watches panel. You can get the expressions. Like you can also watch variable values. You can also get expressions and all. Okay. So you can share your project from here. And you can also submit your project as a template. Now, so we are working on daytime operations, right? So I'm creating a variable just as current date time. And the variable type is date. And I am here giving directly my current date. I'm giving a default value. Okay, when we give default value, as I said, we have set variable value to create a variable and to store value. We don't require that because we have created variable and directly we are giving a default value. Like this, we can directly give values, or else we want to use set variable value activity. Just I'm creating. Now, in order to view current date time, we have datetime.now. When we give like this, it will show current date and time. Okay, you can also test this. Here we have an option to test. When I test this, it is showing like 3/11/2024 and time is this thing. Okay, and I'm testing it. Okay, now I got my time. Now we'll do many different things on our time. As I said, for example, if I want to add 10 days, then what will be the next date? If I add 10 days, for that, provide a current date time variable. That is current date time variable itself contains the current date and time, right? Dot add days. How many days we want to add? Yes.
Swati, I would like to interrupt you, but this interruption will be helpful. Now, why should we
Yes, Vash.
remember the code? We need not remember the code. Let's go ahead and use generative AI to build our code or
Yeah.
to generate our code. Okay. So Swati, can you please remove the current date time add days dot 10?
Yeah.
Okay, just write in the prompt. Okay, you can write add 10 days
10 days to current date.
to. So we will just add the variable over here and then hit on the generate expression.
Generate.
Now, can you see this? It will generate whatever code that we need. Again, we need to know what kind of prompt we need to write, but there is no need for you to remember the code. And
Yeah.
if you remember, there is a saying from NVIDIA CEO stating that the future will not be how to remember the code, but the future will always be how to just go ahead and type everything in English. You will get the code on its own. No need to remember any code and no need to learn any language. It may be the future goal, but for now, UiPath is providing us these activities. And just go ahead and save, execute the code, test it,
Yeah.
go
I'm
ahead and run
refreshing
the
this.
code. That's fine. Go ahead and run the code.
Yes. Vash. Okay. Today is 11th. When we add 10 days, the date will be 23. So in the same way, you can add many more things. For example, if you want to subtract days, the same thing, you can give a prompt. Subtract
Um,
5
yes.
days. Yes, version
Go ahead, Swati.
from
Please
current
continue.
date time. Yeah. So it is also adding days, but -5. Okay. Current to current data, it is reducing 5 days. When I click on save, when I test the automation,
Okay.
no. Today is 11. We got 5/3.
Okay. So Swati, we
We
have
can
many
also add
such
months, days.
use cases, right?
Yes. Yes,
Can
version.
you please open the presentation?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the task for you. Let's go ahead and try to do this activity. Everyone open your studios, open your studio web, and this is what we need to do. Display the current date and time, and for the current date and time, display the current year, and everything you need to do using generative AI. There is no need for you to write any code. There is no need for you to remember any code. Once you complete it, go ahead and add those images in the chat. Let's go ahead and see how many of you will be able to do it. The first thing, log current date and time is already completed. Display the year of the current date. This is what you need to use. Show me the prompt and show me the output. We'll give you few minutes. First 1 minute, we'll log the year. For the meanwhile, can you also try?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and log the current year.
Yeah.
Save. Okay, let's wait for the team to complete this activity. I need to
Yes,
see
sir.
at least one message from the team. Go ahead and give it out a try. This will be very much interesting. Okay, SRD Jan, can you please show me the output? Just send in the image. Whatever you have got, just send in the picture. We have an image from Tushar. Yeah, Tushar got it. I don't have current date and time, but it generates datetime.now for me. Yeah. So Valentine, you can use datetime.now and then you can get the year from that. If you haven't created a variable, you can also use the current date and time here. Okay, Swati, let's go with the next one.
Yes, sir. Okay. For example, if I want to know how many days are left for a certain particular period of time, I mean, for example, if I want to get how many days are left for 10th October or
Yep.
3rd October,
Mhm.
that thing also we can get.
Okay. Get as the image and send a screenshot. So we already completed
The prompt is not getting it.
7,104. No, it's correct. But
Yeah.
you have selected 2004. So that's the reason it's giving
Yeah.
you a previous date. So
Yeah.
yes.
I think we
So
can do that prompt.
just try to change instead of 2004, change it to 2024. Not here in the new date and time.
Yeah.
New date and time
Okay.
in the code.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So how many days are left till you reach 3rd October 2024? Go ahead and test the code. We still have 201 days to complete it.
Yeah. Maybe the prompt I've given is not correct. Actually,
Exactly.
we need to do, yeah. So what we need to do is we need to pass that thing, the whatever that we have given the number as a what string, right? The data string. So we need to pass that string and we have to minus the current date time from that parsed date and we have to get total number of days.
Yep. But even that's automated
Yeah.
generated.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
what's
the
the next
prompt is
task?
important actually.
Yes, correct. So what's the next task?
Next task is all about checking a leap year.
Okay. Can you please go back and show the previous slide?
Yeah.
Previous slide. Okay. So this is a task for you all. Please take a screenshot and try to generate all the points, like how to add 10 days from the current date and how to add 2 months and 10 days from the current date. Try to generate this with generative AI. You will be able to get the solution. Please take a screenshot of this. Okay. So once you have taken the screenshot, can you please reply back stating it's completed? Just mention yes in the chat once you have taken the screenshot. Okay, we are doing great. So let's go with the next one. Please.
Yes, Mr. So again, leap year check. So we need to find out, we need to give a year and we need to check whether the year is leap or non-leap. Now, as I said, anything, first of all, we require a year and we need to store that year in a variable. After storing that, we need to check for condition. Now, this condition can be done by taking if statement. What is if? If is used to create conditional workflows. It evaluates, it checks for the condition. If the condition is true, it will do certain activities. If the condition is false, it will go to another activities. Okay. Now here, let's go for AI. Mostly many people think that year mod 4 equals to, when we give year mod 4 equals 0, then it is enough to check for leap or not. But that is not the case. We need to check many more things. If at all, if you don't know this, we can directly go to autopilot and we can check. Now let's create that thing. New project, manual automation, and here I can edit my project name, check leap or non-leap. Now, so as a hands-on experience, I'm using set variable value. This is used to create a variable and set value to it, and I'm providing value 2024. Okay, and variable can be created in 2 ways, from here or in the activity itself. Click on see more and create variable. Once you have given a value, it automatically identifies the type of that. Okay, this is the number. That's why it has taken number. Now, let me take this as a year. I've taken set variable value activity and I've created a variable and I have assigned a value to it. Now I have year with me. I need to check for the condition. If that condition is true, it has to tell, yes, this is a leap year. If the condition is false, it has to tell, no, it is a non-leap year. Okay. Now, to do that, I have if act. And see, we don't know what is the leap year condition. Then we can give prompt, right? Condition for leap. When we generate. Now, this is what the condition, right? Year mod 4 equals 0 and year mod 100 is greater than or less than 0 or year mod 400 equals 0. Now the same condition has generated. Okay, no need to remember any code. There is an autopilot option. You can use that and you can get the expression. Okay, now if you want to check whether your expression is correct or not, there is a test option. Now I'm providing 2024. I'm testing. Okay, some conditions will not execute it. Some expressions will not execute, will not be compiled. Okay, now I'm saving it because it is a leap. It is not just we are providing 2024. We are not asking anything, right? That's why it is not compiling. So I want to convey that this is a leap year or this is not a leap year. Now, how can I convey? How can I tell that? For that, I have a log message activity where I can log message and I can convey that yes or no. Now in then, if this condition is true, I have to go to then and I have to add log activities. Okay. And here I'm opening expression editor, click on see more and open expression editor. So my condition should be the year. Okay. Whenever you're writing a string values, it should always be in double quotes. And I have to give my year as well. I have to output my year, whatever the year that I have given, like 2024 or 2023. For that, which variable contains the year? This variable, right? And now you are concatenating, you are combining a variable with a string. That means you are concatenating. When you are concatenating, you have to add plus. And one more thing to remember, this year is of type number and this is string, isn't it? Whenever you are combining a number, concatenating a number with a string, then you have to convert that number to string as well. How to convert? Just if we add dot to string, okay, now this number is converted to string. Again, plus, again I want to add a string. Is a leap year. Double quotes, is a leap year. Now, did you get this? The year is a string. To this string, I am providing the number that I have given. How can I give? If I select year variable, but this year variable is of type integer. I can't concatenate string and integer at a time. That's why I am converting that integer value dot to string. After that, I am continuing my other string value. But concatenation is done by this plus operator, plus thing. Okay. Now let's check 2024. Why I'm getting always 2004? Test. The year 2004 is a leap year. Now if I check 2003, why I'm getting this? Because the condition is not getting executed. Just I have given the expression, the year itself changing, right? The year, whatever the year that I have given, it is telling like this. Save. Now, if this condition is false, in else I have to put something. What is that? Just I'm copying this log message activity, and I can also copy activity and paste it. Paste in else as well. Only the thing I need to modify is a non-leap year, isn't it? The year, whatever the year that we have provided, is a, if the condition is false, non-leap year. Okay, save. Now, let me explain one more time. I have taken a variable year of type integer and I have provided value to it. After that, I have taken a if condition and I have given a leap year condition. If the condition is true, then we need to log a message stating that the year, given year, is a leap year. If the condition is false, the year 2023 is a non-leap year. So this should happen, right? Now let's test our automation and check what will happen. Now I have given 2024. Okay, the year 2024 is a leap year. Now if I change it to 2023, I should get non-leap year, right? Now it's our process. I've given 2023 value. The year 2023 is a non-leap year. Okay, this is how we need to perform. And AI is the most
Swati, I would
powerful
like
thing.
to,
Yes. Yes,
I would like to add. Guys, if you can do it with AI and if you can generate the complete solution with AI, please go ahead and do it. That should be great. So, Swati, since we have done everything manually, can we go ahead and try to do it using AI, using generative AI?
The same process or else the other one?
Yes. Yeah, the same process. Let's go and create a
Yeah, we'll
prompt
try.
and write the complete solution with generative AI. Go to
Yeah,
templates,
we'll try.
get started.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have Munish Khan, who have generated the code using complete generative AI. Good work, buddy. So again, there is no need for anyone to remember the code. Just go ahead and use generative AI features. You will be able to write the code. So there is no need for you to manually give the year. UiPath have already generated that it can take the current year and whatever date and time that we have, it's taking up and it's already assigning to the current year and it's checking if the value is true or not. So I think that should be no, it's
Number.
number only. That's right.
Yeah.
So what's the error? Can you please check with the error? So cannot assign from type. Okay. Now dot year is, I think it's a object is what I'm trying to understand. Can you please test it once?
The time dot now dot year I believe.
Okay, go ahead and test it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of date, it's you need to get date time.
Date time.
Yes. So we have prompt also check if the year is leap year or not. So if you have completed
Yes.
this task, go ahead and tell a yes in the chat. Thanks, Andy. Go ahead and type in yes if you have completed this task. Yes, 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 yes. I would like to see few more S's, please. Okay, good to go. So let's go with the next task.
Yes, sir. Our next task is on writing values to text file. Now, here, as it is a cloud-based environment, we are not able to access our local machine and we are not able to access our local files. Now, how can I access that text file in my local machine? So that's why we need to create a text file. That is, we need to upload a text file in Orchestrator storage bucket. Now, what is Orchestrator? Orchestrator is one of the UiPath components. It is a cloud-based centralized management tool where we can manage, schedule, and maintain our robots. Now, in my automation cloud, this is my orchestrator. And in this, I have storage buckets. Storage bucket is nothing but a container where we are storing our files. Okay. Now, storage bucket, it is a repository. And I am adding, as I already have text files. Okay. For example, if I want to add one more text file from my machine, local machine, just directly give browse. If I have any, let me check if I have any text files or not. I have UiPath components as there, right? So I'll so UiPath component.txt. So I'm uploading this text file. Now what I need to do, I need to write the values into this text file, orchestrator storage text, because as I am not able to access my local machine, I'm storing my text file in that storage bucket and I'm accessing that storage text file and I'm writing those values to it. Okay, now what are the values? As I have multiple values. I'm taking multiple values means I have to take an array or collection. Now I'm going to take array. This is the chocolate bar. Studio. New project. Manual automation. And I'm editing my project name as write values to storage text. Okay. Now I'm assigning my values. To assign value, I have to use set variable value activity. Now I am giving values. UiPath components names. Studio. Orchestrator. And robot or assistant robot. And remember always, if it is a text value, it should be encoded in double quotes and separated by a comma, and everything should be enclosed in flower braces. And when I want to create a variable based on the value that I've given, it automatically takes type of the variable. Okay. I'm naming it as UiPath components. Now I have taken variable and I have given values to it. I need to access to each value. Then only I can get right. I need to access each value. For that, we have an activity. If I want to access each value in an array, we have an activity called for each. Now, which variable contains all values? This is the variable, right? So list of values will be available in UiPath components. So I need to give UiPath components variable. Once you give that, this current item is a auto-generated variable. This is auto-generated by the activity itself, which holds array value, current array value for each iteration. In first iteration, the value will be current item will be studio. Second, the current item will be orchestrated. Third, current item will be robot. And index always starts with 0. Now, after that, I've created variable, I have stored values, and I have iterated through each value. And what I need to do, I need to write each value into write storage text. I need to write those values to storage text. Now, if I use write storage text activity, okay. See, this is the orchestrator, right? Storage bucket is in orchestrator, right? So I need to provide my proper orchestrator. Is that in my workspace or else shared folder? Let me check that once. I'm not able to create new tab. Version, how to do this?
Just go ahead and create a new tab, Control T.
Control T, okay.
It was in shared.
So I have in my shared folder, I have storage bucket, added a storage bucket called text file. In that text file, I have added a file name UiPath components. Let's copy this. And so I need to select my shared drive. My storage bucket name is text files, and file path is whatever the file name that you have given, like components.txt. This is my file path. And what is the text I have to give? Now, which text I need to provide? Do I need to provide a UiPath components or else current item? I have to provide current item because current item itself contains each value at every item. Okay, now I'm providing current item. And one thing to remember, whenever you are using write storage text activity, it always replaces the existing value with a new value. Now you can get to know the understanding of the statement that I've given in few minutes. Okay, I'm testing my project. You can view what is the exactly did the storage, it has written in the storage text or not by directly going and downloading. Or else you can view from here also. Just one more thing you need to add is read storage text. I'm reading whatever the storage, the text that I have written, I'm reading in this. The orchestrator folder is shared. Storage bucket name is text files and file path is UiPath components. Okay. And see here, variable is automatically generated. This you can use this variable, the auto generated variable, or else you can create or rename a new variable, change variable or create a variable. Okay. Now I'm using this variable and this is of type string. After that, I want to check whether my data has entered into my storage bucket or not. How can I do that? Just if I give log message activity. Okay, every time it is reading and every time it is giving us the result. If I provide read storage text variable. Okay, now my process has completed and test our process. Set variable for each and writing it into storage text. After writing, I'm reading the text and I'm outputting the result. Test. See, Studio, once it has added Studio for each iteration, first iteration is Studio, second is Orchestrator, third is Robot. Now let's go and check in our, let's download this and check in this. Now we have only Robot. Why? That is what I said. When we use write storage text activity, then the existing value will be replaced by a new value. Now first is UiPath. UiPath is got replaced by Orchestrator. Orchestrator is got replaced by Robot. That is what we'll get only the final value. If you want to, if you want to rename or modify the existing value with a new value, then we can go for write storage text activity. Okay.
So Swati, I have a question over here. What if I
Yes,
want to append the text? I don't want to get the text replaced. Do you have any activity to append
yes,
the text?
Vajrang, actually append text is available, but I think this is a trial. Working on a trial, right? So it is not working right now. Append text is available, but it is not working. See, I'll show you
Please
once.
show me the text.
We have append line activity.
Mm-hmm.
Append storage text is not available. Just append line activity is available.
Okay.
Okay. Or else if we want to, so that is what we are working on, the next task. So what if I want to store all values, or else if I want to store only particular index value, how can I do that? So that
Swati,
thing we
just
are
a
going
second.
to work on. Yes, Varshan.
Guys, please confirm if you are able to complete this session, this task. And one more thing, what if I want to share this with you guys? How can I do that? Swati, can you go back to the automations that you have built?
Yes, Varshan.
Click on the
So,
three dots,
yeah,
export.
here we have it.
Can you download the project, please?
Yeah, download and
Okay. And can you add the file in the chat?
yeah.
Can you add the file in the chat? So guys, there is no need for you to write all the code. If some of your friends have already written the code, and if you want to take the code and if you want to open that, you can do that. All you need to do is download the file and please share it. So go to chat and then upload the file, please, so that everyone can access.
I
Um,
can't upload.
I have a question. Yeah.
Oh,
So when you
Munsh,
said Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So when you use generative AI, so it
Mhm.
generates all the line. Do we have to worry about the error handling, like, or it will
Yeah.
take care by itself?
So generative AI is like a autopilot for you. A pilot should always be there along with the autopilot option. So you need to do the testing. You need to completely perform all the test scenarios, and you need to make sure the complete automation is executing without any errors. It's your
Right.
task. Though you have autopilot that's generating all the code for you, you need to test it manually.
So we don't have to worry about put any try catch in our code, right?
Yes, you can also keep all the try catch. That's there
We can do-
as a task that's there in the next sessions.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So Swati, can you please open the chat and then add the attachment in the chat?
Yeah,
Go to
I've
Zoom
opened the
chat.
chat, Bajrang.
Yeah, at the bottom you can see a file symbol. Click on the file symbol and upload the file.
Where is the file symbol? I can get that. Yeah,
Go ahead and upload the file, please.
yes, Bajrang.
So downloads. I think the last one
Yeah.
is what you need. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So if you want to utilize or if you want to use others' code, how you can do that?
Yeah.
All you need to do
So I
is
have
just
sent you the
download.
code. Yeah.
Yes, just download it. So Swati, can you also please show how can you import the code?
Yeah. So I have sent you the code, right? So in new project, beside if you drop down the arrow, then you have import project. So when you click on this and if you choose the UiP, then the project will be imported into your projects menu.
Go ahead and do it, please. Go to
Yeah.
downloads and do it.
As I already have, right? So it will come with renaming. That is, it will add one.
Yeah. So in case if you have any connections, the connections will not be transferred or connections will not be downloaded. You need to create those connections that will be there in the next sessions. But all the code will be available for you as a complete skeleton and you can use it. Can you guys please import the code? Again, few restrictions here. In the shared folder, you need to have a storage bucket and a file. Swati, can you please show the browser
Yeah.
bucket? Third tab. Can you open third
Yes.
tab, please?
Yeah.
So this is what you
So in
have,
orchestrator,
shared.
yes,
So go ahead
share,
and create text files as the bucket name. In that you need to have UiPath components.
share storage buckets. And
Yeah.
if you want to add a storage bucket, click on add storage bucket, create storage bucket, and provide a name and click on add.
Since we are
So
given
added,
all
it will
the
come to your
static,
storage bucket name. Yeah.
yes, sorry. Since you have added all the static values, you need to have this in the same format as text files. Please complete this activity and please confirm if you are able to do it. Just confirm, yes, I'm able to import and execute the code and tell yes if you are able to run the code. Okay. Last 15 minutes we have. Please be active. We'll complete one more task and then we'll close today's session. And the recording session will be available for you tomorrow. So Swati, can we go ahead with the next task?
Yes. Yes, Vajra. So this task is continuation of the previous task.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have added only when we use write storage text activity, it has added only one value. What if I want to add all values, or else if I want to add particular index index values? So that thing we are going to see in this indexed array operations. Okay. So now I'll do the same process again.
Can you update the current code?
Yes, Vajra. Okay. So I have values. I don't require for each activity because I don't want to access through each value, right? I'm disabling this. I have values, and if I want to add particular index values, then I am using write storage text. Okay, my orchestrator folder is shared. My bucket name is. I hope did not copy the text file name. My file name is UiPath components. Then the text I need to enter is here. I need to customize my text. What if I want to add only studio and robot? As I said, I already said array values can be accessed through their indexes. Now index value will always start with 0. Now studio will have index value 0, orchestrator 1, robot is 2. Now I want to access index 0 and index 1. 0 and 2. Studio and robot. I want to add studio and robot, right? Now how can I add that? From this array, UiPath components is the array. From this array, I want to access open brackets 0 value. Okay. Plus, I want to add my new value in a new line. When I want to add the value in a new line, I have an activity. I have a thing called environment dot new line. Okay. Now this will add in new line. And again, I want to get first index, second index value as well. Okay, like this I can add. So now I am adding from this array, I'm adding 0th index, and I am adding a next one in a new line. That is the second value in a new line. Save. Okay, test the process. Now let's go and check. Let's download this. Now did I get studio on robot? Okay, we can access values through their indexes in this manner. And one more thing to add is what if, yes, Vajra?
What if I want to add all the values instead of the indexes? Can we generate it using generative AI?
Yes, Vajra.
So
That is
I will guide you. Please go ahead and do it.
yes, yes.
So open
Instead of
expression.
this,
Yes.
yeah,
In the expression, add
write
or
write
just
all
go ahead.
values. Yes, Vajra. Yes. Please
Concatenate
do.
all the values in the array. Concatenate all the values in the array and select the array, please.
In
Select
new
the
line,
array.
right? And select the
Now,
array. Okay.
first select the array.
Okay.
Okay. Separate them using new line.
So here we'll get a string manipulation thing.
Exactly. So it should ideally generate a string.join
Yeah.
and environment
Yeah.
new line and then all the values. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
save the bot and then run the bot.
Yeah. Yes. Now I am running the bot. Now
So we
all
have
values
all
are
the
added
items.
into my yeah.
Okay. Continue, sorry.
Yes, yes, Raj. So this is how we can work on index values as well as all the values. So index values can be done through their indexes. All the values can be done. So writing all elements into array can be done through string manipulation, string.join. That is, team members is a variable. From this variable, I'm joining all values, and each value is separated by a new line. So this is what I'm doing. Okay. Now we have come to end of our session, today's session. Yes, Vajra, can you continue?
One question. So when you install UiPath on local machine, you have option to set either BB or C#, right? And now when you use web, is there any way to set which language to use for a machine?
So Munshin, UiPath Studio Web supports right now only VB.NET expressions. Anything that's supported right now is VB.NET code. And I think the support extends for upcoming years. And if there is any change with respect to the support, UiPath will definitely release in the upcoming versions.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay. There is one last question that I would like to take by Deva Agrawal. Can I change my cursor position and add a value at a position in the file? I want to add studio at third position and orchestrator. Yes, you can definitely do that. First, you need to read the file and you need to do some string manipulations and update the file. You cannot make or update it one single place. So you need to read the complete text file and you need to make some changes in that and write it back. And before we continue, I would like to take few minutes, Swati, with the team.
Yes,
Guys, please go ahead and confirm if you have completed this task and if you are able to generate using string.join, just go ahead and say yes in the chat. And Diana, do we have a feedback poll for this session?
Yeah, just the standard feedback form.
Okay. Do we have it?
Yeah, they'll get it after a message will be sent out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, just a second. So, Uh, Swati, can you please go ahead and show the presentation with the QR code? Guys, please go
yes,
ahead
Vajra.
and give out your email IDs. This is used to give you enterprise license trial version for the upcoming series, and this will be useful. And the major goal of these sessions is also take the feedback. Swati, can you please show the Studio Web URL? Go to Studio Web. Go to Studio Web in the
Yeah.
browser.
Yes, Vajra.
So in the upcoming series, we are also coming up with projects, and there will also be a challenge for the projects using Studio Web. And if you find any incorrect statements or if you find Studio Web is doing something wrong, you can quickly submit a feedback and you will also be checked on how many feedbacks you have given. So go ahead and click on the feedback, Swati, on the top.
Yes, Vajra.
Yeah. So if you see that there is something that must be updated or something that must be corrected, this is the place that you need to submit a feedback. Go ahead and add the subject, go ahead and add the description. And this is how you can add few more details so that you can enhance the product. Can you please share the PPT? Yes, we'll be able to share the PPT. Now, one last thing that we would like to do. Just a second. I would like to share in automation. How many of you have UiPath Studio in your machine? You can just say yes in the chat. How many of you have UiPath Studio installed in your machine, the latest community version? Not the enterprise version, but the latest community version. Please mention yes in the chat. If you have the community version, just mention community in the chat. community in the chat. If you have enterprise, just mention enterprise in the chat. Community, okay. Enterprise for 2 minutes, okay. Here is zip file. If you open the zip file and if you run the code, all these sessions will be auto-registered, and this can be, you can take this as a task, and we'll just take 1 more minute. We'll not extend the session. We'll just take 1 more minute. India. Swati, can you please open the QR code? Let people scan the QR code and submit the form. Also, please add the QR code link in the chat.
Yes, Raj.
Yep. So Diana, I'm done with the session.
Okay, great job, you
But okay.
guys. Yeah, everybody, I put again the information in the chat of where you can find the recording and presentation tomorrow. So please make sure you sign up for tomorrow's session. More stuff to come. And I saw there were a lot of questions. A lot of those will be answered in the other sessions that we will be hosting. So wonderful to see all of you today. Thank you so much for joining.
And if you like today's session, please go ahead and take a screenshot and please tag us in LinkedIn. We are available at Swati Nilakurti and Bajrang B in the LinkedIn. We'd like to love your feedback, as well as we'd like to love your we'd like to see your posts in LinkedIn and all the social platforms. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.